welcome to class. It's class 133. We've been hanging around. This is the 133 episode. I think we're going on just this side of 3 years with Facebook Live, and here we are, 133, in search of awesome. If you're joining us for the first time tonight, and tonight's a big night. It's an encore night. We got Jen Guido, Legacy Salon, Spa from Round Lake, Illinois. She was with us probably 50 interviews ago. She is the big boom boom on steroids, man. She's here tonight to share some of her newest best social media practices for blowing up her income. Shannon, are you listening to this? $80,000 W-2. She's 22 years old. She's and I'll, her stats are nothing short of extraordinary. I met her on the back end of 2016. She had a $45,000 year. That was really, in my opinion, her first full year on the floor. She was at Legacy the year before, primarily as an associate. But then second year, look at that. I mean, she just blew it up. In 2017, we actually interviewed her. She was trending 70. She made all of that. What is that? I mean, you do the math on that. That's what is that, about a 25, it's a $25,000 lift in income in 1 year, and she is trending this year to take it to 80,000. So she's just hitting it on all cylinders, 5 days a week. She's at a level 4. Last time she was on, I think she had just went from level 2 to level 3. So she's still on fire. Average service tickets 85, haircuts 42. So that's that's more than twice as much. And in any given day, she's probably doing $500, $600, $700. So she's like cooking. 90% rebook RTS. Listen to this. 25%. And some of her best practices, especially in videography, you'll see how she's really pioneering something to compel and inspire her guests to get, to stay committed to her retail. And then, of course, at 10 referrals on an average month, she's still cooking at 120 referrals. And now she is a referral rainmaker because the overwhelming windows of time in her book are being filled with guests and services. So she's hitting it. iPhone 10, she uses the bomb. Her handle on Instagram is Jen_Legacy RL. And then on Facebook, it's Jen at LegacySalon.spa. She's got 943 followers on her Facebook and 923 on her Instagram, and just about that on Facebook. The overwhelming majority of her guests follow her, as you'll see, and the overwhelming majority of her referrals are being generated through that. So what I'm going to do is she's doing some interesting work. We're going to cut to the chase tonight. She's got some really interesting things she's pioneering in videography on Facebook. We'll show you some of that. And then we're going to flip over to her Instagram page and show you some cool stuff that she's doing on Insta. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I'm going to go back in the green room. We're going to see if we can get her on. A lot of times I got to fool around with my IT here. And let's see what she has. There she is. Give it up for her, will you guys? Did you hear me bragging on you?
I heard you.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Listen, I always appreciate you, coming on after a long day, and thank you. You were one of the you were at the very beginning with us, and so it's always sentimental to have somebody like you come and do an encore.
Thank you. Well, you've been inspiring to me as well.
And then your buddy Paige was on a week or so ago. I don't know if you were reading her comment today on, and she was saying she was really happy that you were on, and she was all kind of prodding you to go to level 4A.
Oh, yeah. Work in progress, but I'm so excited. I know it's coming.
All right. Well, listen, I want to start with your Facebook page and some of the video work that you're doing on Facebook, the tutorials, because I think it's interesting. I think you're innovating, and I think it's really doing some of your heavy lifting and probably responsible for why you're really just crushing it on retail. So tell us about this, and then I'll go find a video too that you did so that the audience can see what you're saying.
All right. So what I've been really working on lately is refining myself, my business with Legacy, and obviously photos work and being present on social media works. But I find with making videos, whether they're tutorials or what I'm learning now or just me at the salon, I find I get more views, I get more interaction, whether it's actually on the physical post or when the guest is sitting in my chair, it's more to talk about. So I love talking about hair with guests. So I love that sparked something in them.
Yeah, and when you were chatting, I went and I looked at to find this video. It looks like you're doing a tutorial on a mannequin head, and if I didn't, I think it's a haircut.
Yes,
And
yes,
not,
it's a haircut and it's a promotional video for one of our newest products, Best Blonde from Pureology.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And one of the things, Jen, that you told me during, when we were on the phone kind of thinking through this, is that work like this almost trains your guests that you're most interested in talking about hair and their hair and your craft and your art, and that stuff like this really kind of symbolizes and helps your guests to see this is what you're about. Like you'll do some social interaction, but this is where your passion is.
Truly, yes. I find that when I do stuff like that, it really does create a long conversation because as much as I love getting to know my guests and I create relationships with them, they're seeing me to see a professional and learn about their hair and how to maintain it and how to make it even better. So when they bring up even a video that they saw of me, it reminds me to continue talking to them about it and continue making more.
Yeah, and as I'm watching this, it's a time lapse video. You do a
Mhm.
haircut. It looks like I don't know if you were painting the hair and now you're applying some product. So it's got the best of everything. You're promoting your services, you're promoting product. Your guests, they see this when they're on your page, but you and I were chatting, and sometimes your guests will watch this when they're in your chair. Maybe they're processing. How does that lead to conversations around, product? And is that really responsible for why you're able to maintain like an RTS of 25%, which is unprecedented?
Oh, definitely. That's huge for it, especially because it makes me really happy when I do see them notice my videos like that. A lot of times when I'm working on their hair, when I walk by to check on them and let them know how much time is left on their color or whatever service they're getting done, they'll raise their phone up to me and they'll show me what they just saw and what I posted. And a lot of times it is a video. And I mean, I like to post what works, and what works is new products, and new products are always happening. So when I'm posting things like this, it either sets me up to talk about something that is a good fit for them or to teach them that the product that I'm posting about is a great fit for them and they get excited.
Yeah, you're like one of a handful of people that whenever we have this conversation, I consider you to be an innovator in videography behind the chair, and that now video, you're kind of figuring out these simple time lapsed videos that really do, I'm going to call it some of the heavy lifting on retail for you. So it kind of greases the wheel for product conversations between you and your guest, and more of your guests, it looks like, are getting committed to your products.
Oh, definitely. I want them to see that I use it and I truly believe in it. And when it's something that's a part of my lifestyle and how the product works, it gets them to believe that it is something that they truly need as a part of their regimen. Product is always a part of my consultation, anyways. But like I said, I want them to see that I truly believe in it and it's a part of something that even when I'm not at the salon, it still is branded towards me, to where I think they should be a part of it as well.
Then I'm at this other video. It says the post says that it was done. I think it's a dermatology tutorial, and it's a time lapse. And what's really cool about it is that it continues to loop. What is that, and what kind of services did that promote for you?
I want to talk about the services that I do with my guests. So that is a service actually for one of the many facials I offer. And a lot of times, based on what I like to promote, you don't always know all of the services I do. So when I do little tidbits like that, it leaves room for conversation. And everyone, literally everyone, is a candidate for a facial. So something like that lets you be able to talk to me about it and me to educate you on facial products and show you some potential retail or a full service with retail.
Now, before I pivot into photography and move into Instagram, I just saw this really cool post. You posted it on Friday. It looks like you're promoting long lashes. And tell us about that. Is this now a part of your menu?
Yes, this is a part of our retail bar, actually. I'm very excited about it because a ton of my team, including myself, have been trying this new product out and when we realize that it works, we obviously bring it because people are asking where our lashes are from and how our lashes work. And that's a lash growth serum. It's amazing. And so it's something new that we've added to our retail area.
Nice, nice. Well, I want to spend the second part of our conversation on some things that you're doing in photography, and I'm going to take the world to your Instagram page. I absolutely love how that's evolving. First thing I see when I scroll your page is that the looks that you promote. First of all, it's beautiful hair. It's extraordinary hair, but these tickets are high tickets. I mean, they look like, 150, 175, $200 tickets. So when your guests are coming in, whatever it is you're promoting, it isn't trying to upsell them from a haircut to a color. You're using Instagram now to do that for you. What like these pictures that we're looking at? How high are those tickets? Like typically.
Those tickets, they start at around 200. I mean, it really depends the work that goes into it, but it always is a lot of work. I love promoting expensive looking color because no one wants to look like a project anyways. No one wants to look like a 4-year-old art project. They want to look like they have classy, expensive color, whether it is hot pink, that could still look expensive, or whether it is a balayage. No matter what, they want to look really neat and clean.
Oh, I mean the color is exquisite. And then I just roll down your page and I see another 15 frames. It looks like you're at the Learning Exchange. It looks like you're getting certified in hair color. There's some selfies of you. So talk about that particular collage in how what it's doing to brand you and the conversations that it's having between you and your guests when your guests see this, whether it's online or when they're in your chair and they're browsing your page on their mobile.
So that specific collage is from when I was at Redken's learning facility to work on getting color certified. I love posting when I'm being educated and including selfies of myself with the educators or working with the products, the retail, anything, for a lot of reasons. It shows that I'm excited about showing you something new, as well as adding myself to it so that you feel more comfortable with me when you see me for the first time. You can have an understanding what I look like. It's a bit more relatable instead of just seeing a stranger. You get to know me a little bit when I throw myself in there.
Yeah, and you were telling me that during the interview on the phone when we were kind of prepping for this, that when you do a particular post, you used to give, you said, more details, and as a result, the good news is they get interested in product, but they buy it online, and you made some change there, and it made a big difference in getting the guest to buy from you. Tell our viewers what that's about.
Definitely. Well, I found that when I was getting so excited about the products, I started really teaching you absolutely everything about it in a post where there was absolutely no need to even hang out with me at the salon and learn about it. So when I leave a little bit of a cliffhanger where you may have a question or two about that product, it leaves you to have to message me or to have to come in and talk to me. That way, you're more likely to impulse buy it when you're there, especially because the retail supports me to be able to go places like the Redken Exchange. It really means a lot when the guest is getting it from me, and it supports those numbers of the 24 and 25%.
Yeah, when you were talking, I was scrolling on your page and I saw a particular almost picture that you took. I touched it, and you're holding up some Redken. It's a Redken product, and it looks like it's a teaser.
Oh, yes. As you can see, there's not a lot of information on what that product is in the photo, but it's clear I'm pretty excited about it. So that way, a lot of times you were going to want to know what it is. Why am I holding it? And just like you're asking, that's dry shampoo, and I use it every day. It helps with extending my color. It's amazing, but you wouldn't know that until you asked me in person at your appointment.
I mean, I'm just and then when I scroll your page, it really, and I'm talking about this more and more. I just want to show them. I'm just going to very slowly scroll your page because the hair color is magnificent, and you're using your Instagram page now as a photo gallery, as your digital lookbook, your consultation, and I'd like you to talk a little bit about what how that's changed the experience that your guest is having in your chair versus, a couple of years ago we didn't have this technology, and whatever it was we were looking at, it wasn't this. You're showing your guests your art, that you're as much into photography as you are into color, cosmetology, and that this is beautiful. I just want to just do a close up because it's exquisite. What does your guest say when you're using this in your consultation?
My guests, I feel they get a lot more excited. I find that it becomes more habit for them. So they're bringing me photos of my own work now instead of a photo from Pinterest, Google, a magazine. And that leads to a lot more consistency since every color line and every brand has different shine reflect. They have different, metallic versus not metallic. So when you're seeing a picture taken by my phone with my lighting and my backdrop with my color line, you're able to see what you can expect on you versus me trying my very hardest to recreate something from a different backdrop and a different camera and different color line.
Yeah, you said something really key, and that is since you've started really building out and deepening and expanding your photography on Instagram, gone are the days where guests are bringing in randomly placed pictures on Pinterest on their mobile. Now they're coming in, they're on your page, they've studied your page, and they're interested in talking about particular looks that are your work on your page. So you talk about a calling card. I'm getting goosebumps now having this conversation with you because this, in my humble opinion, is state of the art innovation. You're really kind of blazing a trail for us all to follow.
Well, thank you. It really is one of the most helpful tools I'm using right now.
Yeah, and it's no wonder why you're able to maintain a 25% RTS. You're, at 22 years old, you're trending, $80,000 in a W-2 this year. Anywhere I go now, you and Paige's work on Instagram and Facebook is one of my go-tos, and I'm telling your story. This is why it's extraordinary to have you on tonight, Jen, so that people can see that no, you're for real. It's legitimate. I need to ask you a question though, and I didn't prep you for this, and it's an easy question, but Round Lake, Illinois is really where, Legacy Salon Spa. How far is Round Lake outside of Greater Chicago? Like, how far would you need to drive from, let's say, Chicago, O'Hara, or Midway to find the salon? Like, how far out is it?
From the airport area, it's around 40 minutes, and from downtown Chicago area, it's roughly an hour.
So it's really it's beyond the burbs in the city. I mean, I don't know if you know the population in that community, but it's very common. It's not, a lot of people that I tell your story, they're going, well, of course she can make that much money. She's working in, the urban downtown Chicago, and I'm going, no, she's not. Round Lake is like like you got to drive and drive to get there. It's not it's not in the city.
Oh no, not at all. And there's a lot of salons in our area too, so it's not easy. It's definitely a lot of work, but it's amazing work and it's exciting work.
Well, listen, this has been just a wonderful, wonderful interview. We're out of time. I always follow you. I love you. I love your mother. I love Paige. And the next time I see you, I have a funny little feeling. Hey, Michael, I'm a 4A now, and now all of a sudden now you're an educator with a lineage. I mean, I just think you're on a roll. You're at a place at 22 years old that, frankly, people that spend 20, 30 years in the business, they can't get there. And so I think you're a vision of what's possible. I love you, and I want you to keep pushing the envelope and let me hang out with you because I grow young around people like you.
Thank you, Michael. Well, you're always welcome to hang out with me. I love hanging with you.
All right. Well, listen, have a good evening. I know your significant is on his way home. You're going to have some din-din, so I'll let you get on with your evening, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I thank you for hanging out with me. Give it up for Jen Guido one more time, you guys. I mean, wasn't that extraordinary, you guys? I mean, it was unbelievable what, she was able to to show us. So I'm just gonna just kind of like pull my PowerPoint back up because I think she made some really noteworthy points that I want to really cover before like signing off, because her tutorial was nothing short of off the chart. So what I really heard her tell us was that on her Facebook page, she is using videography to blaze the trail. I mean, that's what I really heard. If we go back to what she's doing on Facebook, on her videos, where is it? Let me just give me a second to find it, because it's really worth the show. Here it is. Yeah, it on her page. And by the way, it's Jen at Legacy Salon Spa. If I scroll the page, there's 832 followers. The overwhelming majority of her guests are on the page. She has some extraordinary reviews. She's asking her guests to do reviews on her. And then when you get down to her video file, if you scroll that file, you're going to see some really cool stuff. You're gonna see a tutorial. An educator came in and did a tutorial on hair color. If you scroll some more, she's got a little video that she put together in a new product introduction. She has the International Derma Institute, because she promotes esthetician services, facials. She also has, and then her tutorial on the video, and that all of this is what her guests are watching, either when they're online on her page or when they're in her chair and they're processing. She'll pull out her guest mobile, and her guest will watch what she's doing in videography. And then when she comes back, that is an on-ramp. That's doing the heavy lifting to engage in product conversations. And frankly, I think it's responsible for why she's at a 25% RTS, which is really blowing it up big time on Facebook with video. And then when we went to her Instagram page, what she's doing there is extraordinary. I think she's just a case study. If I scroll her page, those are like she said, those are $200 tickets. You see beautiful hair color, as I do, but she's promoting a higher ticket. And so when her guest comes in, she doesn't have to spend as much time upselling. We used to call it trading up. Getting a haircut to go to color, that she has branded herself as a colorist, and she's in the process of being certified now. And then when she does, we have something where she's actually at the Learning Exchange. She's taking pictures of herself in action. She's taking selfies of products that she's using, so that when her guests come in, they are inquiring about that. So just a wonderful, wonderful interview, a wonderful tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. Now, if you're new to us, we always want to encourage you, continue to hang out on this page. That the Michael Cole Summit page Facebook now is becoming, we're just calling it the learning channel, right, for social media training. And we, like I said tonight, this is our 133rd interview. When we do those, like tonight, we're recording it. We will edit it. We will upload it on Summit Salon's YouTube page. And if you go on YouTube and in the search bar go Michael Cole Summit, it'll take you right to many of those tutorials that we do. You can just find them there. If you don't have time to watch them, my Lord, go ahead and Bluetooth your mobile device to your car, because it's just as good as a tutorial as well. On a daily basis, 2-3 times a day, I'm blogging on Instagram with motivational quotes that keep people inspired. So take advantage of that, you guys. It's for free, and it's what makes us different. And then it's, again, summitsalon.com. That is our .com. You want to be living on that .com. There's just too much resource to help you to grow your income to not take advantage of what's there. So we've got the home page, we got the product page, we Summit Salon Academy page. You can now scroll that page, and we have online training with social media. Jennifer Boutwell, she's watching tonight. I'm going to be her guest, I think, on her 4th episode on social media boot camp. So find out about that and sign up, especially if you're a salon owner manager. It'll help you to catch up as well. As I said, if you get on the .com and you say summitsalon.com/MC Live, it'll literally take you to a secret page with all of our Facebook Live interviews from the newest all the way down to the first. And so it's a wonderful resource. And now, no, wait, there's more. We just launched our social digital planner where this has become the tool of all tools, where we are now looking at empty windows of time today, tomorrow, this week, next week, this month, and giving best practices on how you can use your empty windows of time to begin learning social media, learning how to post so that you can make your day goals before the day arrives. How to fill in windows of time through posting. Latest, greatest, you're going to want to get all over that on summitsalon.com. Get on our product page and that'll work for you. Take advantage of all of our calculators. I just did a new tutorial today on one of the calcs that'll be out shortly. So we have calculators now where you can set annual income goals when you get really clear about what you need to make money to make sure that you're making ends meet and that you're saving money, and then it automatically breaks it down to a monthly service and retail goal, a weekly service retail goal, a daily service retail goal. We call it our magic day calculator. So take a peek at that as well. And then, of course, we have our Salon Tracker. It's a tracking app so that you can measure what you treasure. All of this is for free, you guys. So there's no darn reason why you don't want to be taking advantage of it. Last but not least, we always like to end all of our webisodes thanking our sponsors, L'Oreal, PPD. These are their brands. We got Redken, we have Matrix, we have Purology, we have Baxter, we have L'Oreal Professional, Kerastase, Essie, Mazzani, Shoe, L'Oreal Technique, and that these are all of the Baxter, which is one of our newest line, our men's line. Their sponsorship makes this program possible. So use their brands, promote their brands, because when you do that, it really, they feel better about committing their sponsorship dollars to us. And of course, that's what allows us to do stuff like this for you. And then Summit Salon Business Center really is the company that these people sponsor. I'm a founder, a partner, a shareholder, so I always like to acknowledge them as well. So we have now almost 100 coaches, so you can now, as a Summit Salon, if you want to invite a coach or invite a salon-centric sales consultant or a state a distributor sales consultant, a DSC, or a DSC from RDA ProMart, they'll come out, do a free scorecard, and get you in the game. So I really want to invite you to do that. So thank you on behalf of them. Been a great show. I'm going to Florida tomorrow with Christy Valenzuela, and we're going to be doing a 2-day intensive in social digital marketing to keep our edge sharp. So I will be seeing you after that, and I think we're going to do some Facebook Lives down there as well. So it's just my opportunity to say thank you and to tell you that we'll see you when we see you.